Hey everybody, welcome back to the Slow Burn Dynasty, Week 10, Season 1. We're taking on Notre Dame. We are coming into this week with a 2-game losing streak. After beating Alabama, we lost to Oklahoma, which isn't that devastating. We competed with them well. And then last week, we lost to Rice, which on paper is a team we should have beat. Just couldn't come out of a hole in the second half. So to start week 10, we're going to assign some coaching points here, or one coach's point. Again, we alternate between game management and recruiting. We are on recruiting this week, and I'm going to put points into the second half of recruiting, so we'll get 500 extra points. All right, now that that's taken care of, let's jump into recruiting. And to start off recruiting, we got some big news here recruiting-wise. Bernard has committed. Justin Bryant, this is the top quarterback on our list. He committed. Sisk, we're still battling. Dwayne Smith is ready to visit. Lee Johnson visited, got 200 points. And Brandon Burley, this was the outside linebacker, was probably the highest on, just based on grades. He commits. Leon Gore visited, got 150. Glenn Swain visited, he got 650. Ben Barnes is ready to visit. Daryl Vinson's ready to visit, and Jonathan Francis, the left end, committed, and John Wiley, the left guard, committed. So some exciting news, some big time commitments here with these top 3 guys, and I think these 2 guys here will be more development players, but we'll see how they turn out because we haven't scouted them. So that's exciting to get. We got 5 guys this week. That opens up a lot more points for some of the guys we're after here. So we've got 1,950 points remaining. That's quite a bit here heading into the second half of the season. Brandon Williams is atop our board. He was the 4-star athlete we're allowed to go after thanks to the random event wheel. We're losing 10 on him. So the question is, do we battle it out? Is he ready to visit? No. Do we battle it out with Colorado State, or do we try to find a new 4-star athlete? I'll think about that while we go through some of these other guys. All right, Michael Sisk. I think we were gaining on him for most of the year, but now we're dropping 120. We've got a visit week 12 after ULM. You know, if we keep going after him, he's going to be somebody that we're going to have to dump a lot of points into probably, at the end of the season, that last hurrah of recruiting. So I got to think on him a little bit. Dominic Pennington's looking good. Leon Gore visited. I'm going to take 50 off him. Sean Bradshaw's looking good. He's coming in. Nick Mark, we're going up 45 points. We'll bump to an even 50 here. We visit first before Tulsa. Might throw more points into him. Let's check where we stand with free safeties here. I know we signed Voyant. We got Cook. He's gonna be the number 1. Clarence is a new guy. Keith Newsom continues to climb. I think I'm fine keeping 155 on him for now. If we have points at the end, maybe we'll use them. But actually, I think we'll put him into Clarence Quilly. Glenn Swain had a tremendous visit. He's got 3 other schools here coming after him. So we got to continue to pull away with him. I'm not sure how many points UTSA, ULM, and LA Tech can make on him. So I'm going to keep him at 250 for now. We'll see if we have points at the end of this week here that we can give him. Lee Johnson visited. San Jose State has a visit in week 11. I'm going to drop him to 250 here so we can get these new guys on our board going. Marcus Neal. I think because we signed Bryant, I'm going to take 100 off him. We'll still be going up 150. We got to visit with him. We'll see how that plays out. CJ Walters, he still looks good. Continue to gain ground on him. Daniel Washington, this may be a time where we could throw 60 into him and keep going up 200. We'll see if we have to take these off later. Dwayne Smith. I've got to see where we're at with wide receivers here. So we've got Leon Gore, who's looking good. Sean Bradshaw. Dwayne Smith is there. David Davis is pulling away. Fred Simmons. Dwayne Smith is ready to visit. We'll get him in against Northwestern. That's the only option. But we'll see where he stands as we get closer to week 12. I'm not going to offer him a scholarship yet. Just not a priority with the other guys we have on our receiving board. Daryl Vincent, he's one of the guys that was ready to visit, so let's take care of that right away. Northwestern, he gets some nice bonuses there. Keeps going up 280. We'll keep him at 500 for now. Keith Newsom's going to stay. Rob Mitchell, again, tight end's not a huge need of ours, so we'll keep him as is, and we'll see again if we have points at the end of this session. Ben Barnes was ready to visit. Going up 90. After thinking about our recruiting and looking at our recruiting strategy, I don't have us needing a fullback until 2 years from now. So I'm going to ease off on Ben Barnes. Again, if we have points at the end of the session that we can give to somebody, we'll go after him. But I'm going to start pulling off of him because we don't need a fullback. We've got 2 already. David Davis is looking good. I'm going to give him 50 more. He's got to keep pulling away. Nobody else is after him. Okay, so with 200, San Diego State is now coming after Nick Anderson pretty hard. No scholarship for them though, and San Jose State. We'll get him to 500. We'll see if we can fend off those other 2 teams here. Andrew Lewis looks like a solid D tackle. Nobody else is coming after him. Not ready to visit. We'll keep 100 on him. Daniel Clark, he's an athlete. Again, looks like a fullback tight end type. Not something we necessarily need. So if we're just going up 160, we'll keep him as is. Corey Gray's gone up quite a bit, but I want to continue to pull away. I'm going to put 200 into him. Michael McCauley, again, one of our newest ads here. 3-star, 5'11". D-tackle, a little undersized. Speed's not good, acceleration's okay. Finesse, block shedding. He's got good strength, tackle. He took the lead. We're just going to leave him as is. I want to see kind of what else we have here on the board for the next 12 to 13 guys. Jerome Pierce could provide more speed on defense here, so we're gonna put 150 into him. Hopefully we'll take the lead. Ted Bailey's got good speed, good acceleration. Catching will come, and maybe it's underestimated here with that scouting, but we're gonna put 150 into him. Freddie Clark looks like a solid corner. B speed, B acceleration, average zone coverage. We're gonna put 150 into him. This is just kind of a baseline. We'll see how much we have left after we go through all these guys. Josh Smith, nothing really stands out about him. We are gaining 50. We're gonna keep him as is. I think I'd rather put 50 more into Freddie Clark here. If I was gonna do anything. Clarence Williams looks like a solid free safety, good speed, good acceleration. He can press, he's got some man coverage. I'll put 150 into him. And then Freddie Simmons, and good speed, good acceleration, average route running. We're going to start with 150 into him. Well, 200, it went to 200. We'll leave it there. We still got quite a few points, about 1,200 points left. We got all our visits scheduled now. Let's rank them by their overall. See who we can really put a lot of points into. I think Sean Bradshaw's a lock. I think Dominic is a lock. Brandon Williams is going to be a battle. Corey Gray, I'd like to get him. I'm going to max him out. Michael Sisk will be a battle. Wide receiver wise, I think if I'm going to put any points into wide receivers, it'll probably be one of the freshmen. Lee Johnson, I think we'll put 250 in him. We just want to run away with that. CJ Walters would be a good get for us. We'll add 100 to him. Michael McCauley will get 150 and a scholarship. Andrew Lewis will get another 100. So now Clarence Williams can really go up. We'll put him to 300. Actually, let's put him to 250. And then Jerome Pierce will get the rest. Now that all our points are used, let's just go over the key signings we've got here. So big signing, Bernard Greer or Grier, I don't know how you say it. Looks like a really solid offensive lineman for us. Could play center right away. We may have to move him to a different spot, but he's looking really good. Brandon Burley, I hope that B speed increases or stays the same, but he's somebody I think can fly around the field and cause some havoc for us. Jonathan Francis, just average at a lot of things. Those base athletic skills, a lot of C's. He's got good pursuit, good play rec. Somebody who hopefully can develop as the years go on. Justin Bryant, this might be the most exciting signing. Average speed, good acceleration, good agility. Throw power and throw accuracy are there. He's got a little elusiveness, a spin move, a juke move. Somebody can run with the ball. So excited about him. John Wiley, I think he's going to surprise us. I'm not sure how much he's going to go up, but I'm thinking it's going to be, his overall is going to be more than 60. I'd be disappointed if it wasn't. And then our first two signings here were Anthony Cook, and then William Washington was a big get for us too. He's a defensive secondary kind of guy. Could maybe play wide out with that catching at C, but everything else is a D, so looking like a defensive player. So those are the 7 signings we have. We've got 18 scholarships left to divvy out between all these guys. I feel good about everybody on our board. Aside from maybe, I'm questioning, Daniel Clark and Ben Barnes, just because we don't need a fullback for 2 more years. We've got a redshirt freshman fullback and a freshman who is currently redshirted right now. So I'm going to actually take Ben Barnes off the board. I'll leave Daniel Clark. All right, now with Ben Barnes off our recruiting board, we can add one more guy here. So I'm going to look around, see who I can find. Double check, make sure it's a need of ours, and I'll let you guys know who I find. Alright, so our newest addition is 6'2", 200-pound running back, Joshua Carlton out of Wisconsin. I feel good about all the needs that we had this year. We got a quarterback, wide receivers are looking solid. Offensive lineman looks like we got some guys kind of locked up. We're excited about. Outside linebacker, middle linebacker was on the need, but I think we're solid there. And then our safeties. So I added Joshua. Halfback's going to be a need of ours, down the road. But if we can get somebody in, get them redshirted, that's just going to add depth. So looking at his scouting, really good speed, acceleration's average. He can truck a little bit. He's elusive. Got a stiff arm, spin move, juke move. Just a solid running back. Can run some routes out of the backfield, though his catching's not that good. But he's got a B for return as well, so he could be a return guy for us. I'm excited to add him to the board and see how he turns out. All right, with recruiting wrapped up for the week, let's head over and start scouting and coming up with a strategy to beat Notre Dame. All right, the head coach of Notre Dame is Skip Holtz. Offensively, they're going to be an air raid team, but they are balanced run and pass. They're going to be slightly more aggressive, and they're not going to go no huddle at all. Defensively, they got a 4-3 multiple, defend the run and the pass almost equally. They're going to be really conservative. So again, my guess is that's not a lot of blitzing. Could be a lot of zone coverage. So we'll have to be aware of that as we're passing. Skill-wise, Skip, level 29. He's got a few things that will help him out during the game. Coach Adamas, they'll predict a play every now and then. This big game bonus doesn't affect us because we're not a rival, and then they don't have anything for timeouts. But they're not going to be penalized as much. So they're going to play solid. Not going to hurt themselves, but not a lot of in-game bonuses here, which is good to see. Defensively, they got Maurice Crum as the defensive coordinator. They got quite a few bonuses on the defensive line, all of them in coverage. and then their catching is going to improve. So for a team that appears to not blitz a lot, maybe sit in some zone coverages, that's going to help them out. And again, we got to be aware of that when we pass. Offensively, they got Tommy Reese as the offensive coordinator. Got their base skills maxed out. Quarterbacks are going to be solid. Route running is not there, but I'm guessing their wide receivers are pretty good, so it might not make that big of a difference. But then once they're carrying the ball, they're going to be able to break more tackles, truck, be more elusive, and just tougher to tackle. And then the running game is going to be very solid with that +2 run block and +5 impact block. So we're going to have a work cut out for us. Even if they didn't have these, we're going to have to play our best. Okay, let's look at their top players, starting with the offensive guys. Wide receiver, Phil Leurer. Looks like a solid wide receiver, 95 overall. He's got the speed, he's got the athleticism. His catching is out of this world. Jumping is a little bit low, but if he's open, he's not going to have to jump much and contend for jump balls. Release is good. Once he gets the ball, he can break tackles. He's elusive. He's got a juke move, a spin move, stiff arm. Wow. So he probably could have been a running back as well, but a very solid, very scary wide receiver for them. Paired up with Phil, they've got Trevor Brantley, 91 overall. Good speed, acceleration. Again, can catching traffic, not quite as high as their number one. And then once he gets the ball, he's not as dangerous, but he's still got the release if you jam him. He can break some tackles. He's fairly elusive. Not as much as their number one, but good enough to do a lot of damage against us if we're not careful. Next, we've got running back Calvin Weaver, 91 overall. He's got good athleticism. He can break some tackles. Carrying is up there. He's not going to truck people, although again, against our team, 75 is pretty good. He's elusive. He's got good vision. He's going to be able to catch out of the backfield. Stiff arms up there, spin move, juke moves to 99. So again, a very scary guy with the ball in his hands. Last, we're going to look at Wesley Cannon, their tight end, 90 overall, 79 speed, 82 acceleration. Not the highest we've seen from a tight end, but again, good enough to give problems to our defense. He can catch, he can block, and then he's strong, he can break tackles. So somebody that can do a lot of good things for them. All right, defensively, they've got Kevin Flanagan at middle linebacker, 96 overall. Great speed, acceleration, tackling is up there, play rec, block shedding, a very good defender. He's going to be able to, get off blocks and get to guys very quickly. And his hit power is at 97. So somebody in the middle of the defense that can cause some problems for us. So we got to do our best to get on him. Paired up with Flanagan is Chad Brown, 96 overall. They're the same rating. He's got good speed, good acceleration, tackling. I mean, these numbers are very good. 95 play rec, 95 block shedding, 99 pursuit. Yeah, he can cover. Hit power's up there. He's strong. He can rush the passer. So again, two guys up the middle that can cause a lot of problems for us. On the D-line, they've got Craig West, 91 overall. Good speed for a D-end, great acceleration. Strength is up there. He's got power moves, finesse moves, block shedding. He can pursue. His hit power is way up there. He's somebody that's going to give our O-line fits. And then last, defensively, we got J.D. Walker at D-tackle, 89 overall. Good acceleration for a D-tackle. Strength is up there. Power moves. Finesse moves a little bit low, but again, good enough to give our guys problems. Block shedding is up there. Good pursuit, good hit power. So the middle of their defense, they've got two great middle linebackers. They've got D-tackle here, they've got a right end. They're solid throughout their front seven here. So again, we've got to be on our A game to take care of those guys. All right, we looked at their top players. Let's see if we can find any weaknesses kind of throughout their team here. So quarterback, Marquise Rodriguez, not the fastest guy, but looks like he's fast enough to run. He's got good awareness. Throw power and throw accuracy are good enough, although this looks like something that maybe we could take advantage of or just be aware of that he doesn't have good arm strength. But it looks like, with his throw power at 83, we could maybe shorten our zone coverages, make him beat us over the top before we switch that. That would help us apply more pressure. Running back was Weaver. Fullback looks solid. Wide receivers with Phil, Trevor, DJ, Travis, James. All these guys look really solid, although not super fast, except for Trevor and Phil are kind of their speed guys, but everybody else is maybe looks like average speed for a wide receiver. Tight end, we saw Wesley. We got Richard Wright, a freshman, right behind him, who looks solid. Left tackle at 80. This might be their lowest offensive lineman, so have to keep that in mind. Although, again, 80 is pretty solid against our defense. Howard Jones at 90. The center's only 76. We've got two good D tackles now that Craig Swain has put in the work and become DT number 1. So I think both Dustin Bowling and Craig Swain can take advantage of this, although he's got the left guard with him. But if we can beat one guy, that is going to make things easier. Right guard is solid, so the center will have help. But again, it's just one weakness that maybe we can kind of exploit. Right tackle looks solid. Left end is at 89. Right end at 91. Two solid D tackles. Outside linebacker looks good. Those are middle linebackers here. Right outside linebacker solid. Cornerbacks, oh, interesting. Okay, so 86 only. Brian Frank, redshirt freshman, and he's injured. And then go to Chad Brown, who will probably be playing mostly in the middle, depending on what defense they have. They got a 4-3 multiple, so maybe he is in the nickel. But then they got Brady Lumpkin and then Jeff Parsons. So, maybe we can pass on them a little bit, take advantage of this with our 2 receiver. Adam Williams plays. He's a good matchup with their number 1 corner. So maybe passing more is on the table this week. This looks promising. Free safety's only at 80 as a senior, redshirt. Awareness is down. And then their middle linebackers, they just play everywhere. So it'd be interesting to see if they actually get on the field in these situations, or if they're somewhere else and then they have to fill in with somebody who's not that good. So we'll have to pay attention to that. Strong safety, 76 only. All right, so their defensive backfield is their weakness. So that's exciting to see. I lean towards running the ball more, but after seeing those numbers, we may pass more this game. Kicker freshman, 71, with a 76 kick power, 67 accuracy. So we'll keep that in mind as they go for field goals, and maybe Guillory can get another kick 6. Hunter looks solid at 93, return game, and then Howard Jones is their long snapper. All right, really quick, I just want to check out the injury to their corner, see if he's actually out. That would be huge if he was. Be a big help to us. So this turf toe, he's probable. Doesn't mean he's going to play, but if he is out, their defensive backfield looks pretty thin. So that's exciting. We'll see how that plays out. And then our injuries, Adam Williams still trying to come back. He's probable. Getting Josh Jackson back would be huge. I think we've got a freshman in there right now, but Josh Jackson is by far our best offensive lineman. So it'd be big if we get him back. And then Kelly Smith is still out 7 more weeks. That's a big blow to us as well. But we've got the next man up mentality, and we'll play with what we have. All right, so after all that scouting, I think the game plan strategy, play action is going to be used sparingly. We don't have the run advantage, but I think we do have the pass advantage. Again, I think with their secondary the way it looked, possibly without their number 2 corner, I think we can take advantage of that. And then we're going to have to 6-man protect on offense as well. Keep a running back in, keep a tight end in, give us more time to take advantage of their secondary. Defensively, I don't think we have the advantage, passing or running. Man coverage is going to be tough. It'll be used sparingly. I think we're going to do a lot of zone, maybe not even blitz that much, but we'll kind of see how the game dictates that. But I feel most comfortable playing in the zone. All right, so that does it. We've got a good feel for what Notre Dame is going to bring. We've got a bunch of exciting recruits coming in, signed, ready to go. All right, that does it for the scouting and strategy. Next thing we have to do is spin our random event wheel and see what's happening with our team this week. Alright, the first one we've got is Inspired. So we get one player that's going to get +3 to their position attributes. And we'll go ahead and decide who that is. Alright, so Rashad Gray will get those bonus attributes added to him for this game and going forward. Alright, second spin. Alright, our second spin got a starter is demoted, which means that their overall goes below the second string. So instead of me choosing, I'm going to let the wheel decide here. Who gets demoted? Alright, so our left guard. Bobby Graham is going to drop to 64 overall, making Joe Green the starter. I think Joe Green was our backup center, which means that Bobby Graham is going to have to go back up at center. So, again, the wheel giveth and the wheel taketh. We'll make those changes before we play our game. Alright, week 10 recruiting done. We signed, I think, 5 more guys this week, which is really exciting. Some key guys that we really wanted. We scouted Notre Dame. We've got a good idea of what they're going to bring, and I think we're ready to give them a good game. Make sure you tune in next episode and see how we do. Thanks for watching, everyone.